Hello, a beautiful new week to you all. 2 Nigerian citizens are dead. One was allegedly tortured to death during an encounter with law enforcement officers. The other was reportedly shot outside his business. Now, Nigeria's federal government is warning South Africa that if attacks on Nigerians continue, it may be forced to take stronger diplomatic measures. The latest dates have reignited concerns about xenophobic violence, police accountability, and the future of relations between Africa's 2 largest economies. But how serious is this warning from Abuja? Are these isolated criminal incidents, or do they reflect a broader pattern of violence against Nigerians living in South Africa? And what could happen if tensions between the 2 countries continue to escalate? The latest diplomatic dispute follows the death of 2 Nigerian nationals in South Africa on June 28, 2026. According to Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, one of the victims, Emeka Charles Irogbe, allegedly died after being tortured by officers of the Tashwanu Metropolis in Sunnyside, Pretoria. The second victim, Musa Yohana Joe, popularly known as Big Joe, was reportedly shot dead by unidentified criminals outside his shop in Witbank, Mpumalanga. Both deaths have prompted strong reactions from Nigerian authorities, who are demanding immediate investigations and accountability. In separate statements issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Nigerian Consulate General in Johannesburg, and the Nigerian Union South Africa, Nigerian officials condemned the killings and called for prompt, transparent, and comprehensive investigations. The government said those responsible must be identified, arrested, and prosecuted without delay. It also expressed concern that the incident occurred at a time when anti-foreigner sentiments and xenophobic protests have been increasing in parts of South Africa. The strongest message came from Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In its statement, the federal government warned that if attacks on Nigerians continue, additional measures could be considered. While the ministry did not specify what those measures might include, it stated that all options remain on the table if what it described as intolerance and apartheid-style behavior towards foreigners is not addressed. Such language reflects growing frustration within Abuja over repeated reports of violence involving Nigerian nationals living in South Africa. The Nigerian government also linked the latest case involving Emeka Charles Irogbe to another unresolved incident. According to the ministry, the same officers from the Tashwanu Metropolis allegedly involved in Irogbe's death were also implicated in the killing of another Nigerian, Nnemeka Matthew Andrew Ekpenyong, on April 20, 2026. The ministry noted that despite the identities of the officers reportedly being known to the South African Police Service, no arrests have yet been made. If accurate, Nigerian officials argue that this raises serious concerns about accountability and the peace of justice. Another issue highlighted by Abuja concerns public statements reportedly made by a South African government spokesperson. According to Nigeria's foreign ministry, the spokesperson challenged Nigerians leaving South Africa because of xenophobic protests to reveal where illegal drugs were hidden. Nigeria strongly condemned the reported remarks, describing them as inflammatory, unprofessional, and capable of encouraging prejudice against Nigerians living in South Africa. The ministry argued that broad statements associating Nigerians with criminality amount to harmful stereotyping and could contribute to hostility against innocent members of the Nigerian community. This dispute comes against the backdrop of a much larger challenge facing South Africa. For years, the country has experienced recurring episodes of xenophobic violence targeting migrants from across Africa. Economic hardship, high unemployment, inequality, pressure on public services, and frustrations over immigration have contributed to anti-foreigner protests in several communities. While many demonstrations remain peaceful, others have escalated into attacks on migrants-owned businesses, looting, assaults, and in some cases, fatalities. Nigerians have often found themselves among the affected communities because of their visible presence in business, education, healthcare, and other sectors of the South African economy. At the same time, South African authorities have consistently maintained that they have a responsibility to enforce immigration laws and combat crime without discrimination. The South African government has repeatedly rejected accusations that its policies are directed specifically against Nigerians or any particular nationality. Officials have also emphasized that criminal investigations should be allowed to proceed through the country's legal institutions. As of the time of this report, South African authorities had not publicly responded to Nigerians' latest diplomatic warning regarding these two deaths. Security analysts note that it is important to distinguish between xenophobic violence, criminal attacks, and alleged misconduct of individual law enforcement officers. While all the three can result in tragic outcomes, each requires different legal responses. If police officers are implicated in unlawful killings, those cases require independent investigations and accountability through the justice system. If criminal gangs are responsible, law enforcement agencies must identify and prosecute those involved. And if attacks are motivated by xenophobia, governments face the additional responsibility of addressing hate crimes, protecting vulnerable communities, and preventing further violence. Nigeria's response also reflects its constitutional responsibility to protect citizens abroad. Governments are generally expected to provide consular assistance, engage diplomatically when citizens face danger overseas, and seek justice where appropriate. In this case, Nigeria has indicated that it will continue engaging South African authorities at the highest diplomatic levels while urging Nigerians living in South Africa to remain calm, vigilant, and law-abiding. The government has also advised those living in areas affected by violence to relocate to safer locations where possible and confirmed that evacuation arrangements remain available for registered Nigerians wishing to return home. The Nigerian Union South Africa has echoed those calls. The organization has demanded thorough investigations into the killings and urged Nigerians across South Africa to exercise caution in their daily activities. It also stated that it is working closely with the Nigerian High Commission in Pretoria and the Consulate General in Johannesburg to monitor developments and provide support where necessary. The broader implications extend well beyond these two tragic cases. Nigeria and South Africa are Africa's largest economies and among the continent's most influential diplomatic partners. They cooperate on trade, regional security, peacekeeping, investment, and continental development initiative. Repeated diplomatic disputes over the treatment of migrants risk straining that relationship and undermining broader efforts to strengthen African integration through initiatives such as the African Continental Free Trade Area. The deaths of Emeka Charles Irogbe and Musa Yana Joe have become more than individual criminal investigations. They now represent a test of justice, accountability, and diplomacy between two nations with deep historical ties and shared responsibilities across Africa. Whether Nigeria ultimately adopts stronger diplomatic measures may depend largely on South African authorities' response to the calls of investigations and accountability. One message from Abuja is unmistakable. Nigeria says it expects justice for its citizens, transparency from South African authorities, and concrete action to prevent further attacks. Whether those expectations are met will not only shape the outcome of this investigation, but could also influence the future of one of Africa's most important bilateral relationships. Share your views in the comments below. If you find this report informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more news updates. I'm Chidera Isom. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next report.